Welcome to another episode of the Bourbon Buds. As you all know, my name is Nick, and this stooge over here is Zach. And today it's a bit of a different episode compared to what we've usually been doing with the Old Forester 117. This is Michter's Small Batch. My story with this is a family friend bought a part of his bottle for me to try on, I believe, Christmas Eve. And from what I tasted on that batch, I thought it was pretty good. And then Zach brought over a full one, and then I was able to get the full experience. And just as a quick spoiler, this is a pretty good bourbon. So Zach, what does small batch actually mean?
So the thing with the small batch bourbons are any distillery can produce a bourbon and label it small batch. It doesn't really mean anything. Like there's no rules to it like bottled and bond. The cool thing about Michter's small batch is, from what I've heard, and I could be wrong, their barrels are like, they produce anywhere between 25 and 50 barrels a batch, which is almost nothing.
That is truly small batch.
Yeah, that is very small batch. For me, from what I've had, it's one of the better daily drinkers and readily available bottles. I like Michter's in general just because they produce all their ingredients are the highest quality you can get to make whiskey. I mean, they even held back their tenure this year because they didn't feel like it was ready instead of just putting it out because it wasn't up to their standards. So, Nick, are you ready to try it?
Absolutely. Wait a minute, are we doing the cheer? That here. That another thing that I like about Michter's is the sort of, I don't want to say texture. Would that be the right term?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so like the texture and the smell, very. You can smell vanilla, of course, but like it's a very creamy sort of texture. Is that just me, or is that
And part of that is it's a lower proof. And I don't have anything against lower proof, like 90 proof bourbons. It's just. I mean, for this, it's got a lot of flavor. I'm not saying other ones don't, but when you get to 90 proof, a lot of your flavors are in the barrel strengths. So, I mean, for this to be 90 proof and still have this much, it's awesome.
It's really something you wouldn't expect.
Yeah.
All right, ready to officially try.
Yeah.
Cheers.
That's awesome.
As I've just said, you don't expect that much flavor from pretty much what a shelf bourbon. I wouldn't say lower shelf, but a shelf bourbon that you can get at a liquor store.
One that's not allocated.
Yes.
I think just as far as one that's a daily drinker and you can go in and find it in most liquor stores, especially here in Kentucky. I think it's one of the best, like, not allocated bottles you can get. I think everybody should have this on their shelves.
Oh yeah, and for the taste itself, it's more of like a symphony of I want to say there's like cherry and sort of an oaky taste on the finish, and I think on the next when you first get it, it's got vanilla. But it's the same thing as the smell. The texture is just really creamy. I mean, it's really good to drink.
Yeah.
It's just a really good relaxation bourbon.
Very crushable.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. What are your other thoughts? I'm gonna have another taste.
That's pretty much it. I think it's one of the better not allocated products out there, and it's something that everybody should have on their bar. So.
It's not harsh.
No, very smooth.
Compared to other, like 100+ proof bourbons. Like they have a lot of flavor, but they're really harsh. Like let's say you could have something like an Elijah Craig Grenade, which is, I know it's a completely different thing, but it tastes pretty good, but it's so harsh. And this has sort of that same flavor, but it's nowhere near as harsh, which it's a lower proof. You'd expect that.
So, Nick, would you recommend it for the price?
I really, I would recommend this for the price.
The price is about $45 to $50, sometimes more, depending on where you get it. I definitely think it's very fair for the price.
Absolutely. The best part about it is, for me, as I've said before, it's like a symphony of flavor, and this could just be me overstating things. But it's just it melds together so well to create something that it has a lot of flavor that you'd find in like 100 proof bourbons
Or higher.
Yep. But it's nowhere near as harsh. You can easily crush one of these.
All the flavor without all the heat.
Yes, and what Zach has also mentioned multiple times is this is more like a summertime bourbon.
Yeah, it is, because it's not going to overheat you like,
Yeah.
like a barrel strength would.
So, what do you think? Is it worth the price for you?
Yeah, of course.
Awesome. Well, if that is everything, any final thoughts before we have our endings here?
Not really. Just said everybody should pick it up.
Yeah. Make sure you pick this up. Give it as a gift to somebody. It's I wouldn't say it's a budget bourbon, but
Or a gift to yourself.
yeah, you can still give it to a gift for somebody, just like that's looking to get into some form of bourbon. Give them this. This does its job. All right, well, that is the end of our episode. Be sure to tune in next week for another episode. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and be sure to hit the bell icon on next to the subscribe button to make sure you are notified whenever we upload. And also be sure to follow our Instagram as linked in the description below. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you.